The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Our life is what our thoughts make it. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Death smiles at us all, but all a man can do is smile back. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. How much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only at what he does himself to make it just and holy. Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Do every act of your life as if it were your last. Life is neither good or evil, but only a place for good and evil. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. What we do now echoes in eternity. It's time you realize that you have something in you more powerful and miraculous than the things that affect you and make you dance like a puppet. When another blames you or hates you, or people voice similar criticisms, go to their souls, penetrate inside and see what sort of people they are. You will realize that there is no need to be racked with anxiety that they should hold any particular opinion about you. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth which never harmed anyone. The harm is to persist in one's own self-deception and ignorance. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? Nothing happens to anybody which he is not fitted by nature to bear. To live a good life, we have the potential for it, if we can learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. People exist for the sake of one another. Teach them then, or bear with them. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Because your own strength is unequal to the task, do not assume that it is beyond the powers of man. But if anything is within the powers and province of man, believe that it is within your own compass also. The best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that. Adapt yourself to the things among which your lot has been cast and love sincerely the fellow creatures with whom destiny has ordained that you shall live. Everything that happens, happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so. It is in your power to withdraw yourself whenever you desire. Perfect tranquility within consists in the good ordering of the mind, the realm of your own. To understand the true quality of people, you must look into their minds and examine their pursuits and aversions. Observe constantly that all things take place by change, and accustom thyself to consider that the nature of the universe loves nothing so much as to change the things which are and to make new things like them. When thou art above measure angry, bethink thee how momentary is man's life. He who does wrong against himself. He who acts unjustly to himself because he makes himself bad. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars and see yourself running with them. To begin is half the work, let half still remain. Again begin this, and thou wilt have finished. No man is happy who does not think himself so. Consider that as the heaps of sand piled on one another hide the former sands, so in life the events which go before are soon covered by those which come after. Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. If it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. When you need encouragement, think of the qualities the people around you have. This one's energy, that one's modesty, another's generosity, and so on. Nothing is as encouraging as when virtues are visibly embodied in the people around us, when we are practically showered with them. Every living organism is fulfilled when it follows the right path for its own nature. No one can lose either the past or the future. How could anyone be deprived of what he does not possess? It is only the present moment of which either stands to be deprived, and if this is all he has, he cannot lose what he does not have. Your ability to control your thoughts, treat it with respect. It's all that protects your mind from false perceptions, false to your nature and that of all rational beings. It's what makes thoughtfulness possible, and affection for other people and submission to the divine. Do external things distract you? Then make time for yourself to learn something worthwhile. Stop letting yourself be pulled in all directions, but make sure you guard against the other kind of confusion. People who labor all their lives but have no purpose to direct every thought and impulse toward are wasting their time even when hard at work. It's the truth I'm after, and the truth never harmed anyone. What harms us is to persist in self-deceit and ignorance. Because most of what we say and do is not essential. If you can eliminate it, you'll have more time and more tranquility. Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice, and on freeing yourself from all other distractions. Yes, you can, if you do everything as if it were the last thing you were doing in your life, and stop being aimless. Stop letting your emotions override what your mind tells you. Stop being hypocritical, self-centered, irritable. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. You don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you. Today I escaped anxiety, or no, I discarded it because it was within me in my own perceptions, not outside. People try to get away from it all, to the country, to the beach, to the mountains. You always wish that you could too, which is idiotic. You can get away from it anytime you like, by going within. Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions than your own soul. The things you think about determine the quality of your mind. Your soul takes on the color of your thoughts. How ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. Do not think that what is hard for you to master is humanly impossible, and if it is humanly possible, consider it to be within your reach. The first step, don't be anxious. Nature controls it all. What is your art? To be good. To understand the true quality of people, you must look into their minds and examine their pursuits and aversions. Nothing is more conducive to peace of mind than not having any opinions at all. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Life is neither good or evil, but only a place for good and evil.